Hi, my name's Steve Ball from Chorus Guitar School, and today I'm going to be giving you a very basic guide on how to use a digital delay. The delay I'm going to use today is the Boss DD3, and it's quite a simple delay to use. Let's have a look at the controls. What we have is a level control, which is how much delay we are going to have, how much effect of the delay we have. Then we have the feedback control, which actually means repeats, not a squealy noise that we get when we use microphones sometimes, which we don't want. Okay, so the feedback control is how many repeats we have. The next one is the delay time, which is an adjustable control here, which takes us from, for example, from 50 milliseconds to 200 milliseconds on the short delay setting that we have here set on at the moment. If I move this setting further, what we have is a medium setting, and that will go from 200 milliseconds up. And then what we have here is a long setting, which is 800 milliseconds. So we can adjust this control from that point, and we can get quite a decent long delay. Okay, the short delay can go from 12.5 milliseconds, which is negligible to hear. I don't think I could tell much of a difference, to 50 milliseconds. The next one will go from 50 milliseconds to 200 milliseconds, which is a very useful time. And the longer one will go from 200 to 800 milliseconds. So what we're looking at on the first setting on this one is the short delay. Now, I can create a kind of reverb with this, which is really useful. It's like a room reverb. So sort of uses I'd use it for would be to take the dryness off a guitar, because if we don't use it, we get a guitar sound. I'm just going to turn that down so you can hear that. We might have a dry sound like this. Very dry. Let's turn this setting up a little bit. As I say, I'm on quite short delays here. Let's turn that to there, and you should be able to hear it. Take it back a little bit. So that's really useful. That's a short delay. Setting the delay to the medium switch here, moving into medium from the short selection, what we can now get is a really lovely rock and roll or country slapback delay. So what I'm using is, as you can see, the delay levels there. The feedback's not too high, and the time is about 10 past. I'm looking for about 125 milliseconds to get this delay. So you get this nice. Now, you can set the delay time a little bit further round, which gives you more of a bluesy kind of thing. Maybe a little bit further back there. You want about 175 milliseconds. If you've got something that's got a readout that gives you the milliseconds, about 175 for that. If you are using an overdrive pedal and whatever, and want to sound like a true rock god, goddess, whatever, I would set mine to about 375 milliseconds. Now, at the moment, this is on the long setting, which is the 800 milliseconds, which is the absolute maximum it'll go to. So just under a second, really. So what I've got is my time dial here. I've got set to about halfway. So that should give me about 400 milliseconds, 375. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, my feedback's down because I don't want too much feedback, don't want too many delays, because when I'm soloing, what happens is it all gets a little bit garbled. Yeah, and I don't want that. And also, if I finish the track with the band, if I'm playing live, I don't want my delay to carry on when the rest of the band's finished. So that's a really good idea. But my delay level's about halfway. Okay, so this is what you'll get. I'm not going to use an overdrive, but you'll be able to hear this quite clearly. So that's the kind of rocky delay I'd use for my solos. 375 milliseconds, about a 40% mix, which would be a little bit further back, I guess, there maybe, and about 25% on the feedback. Should not make it garbled. It should make it nice and clear. If you want to get creative with your delay, so you get a nice slapback kind of a sound, but not like the country slapback, using a longer delay around 375 milliseconds and upping your delay level a little bit will get you this kind of sound. Which is really cool. Of course, you can adjust that to your heart's content, but that's what I would use, about 375, and it's quite easy to work with, that sort of thing. If I was using a longer delay, it starts getting a little bit tricky to get the synchronization working. So 375 is a pretty good benchmark to work with. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed my just brief guide onto how to use a delay. I would use a delay at the end of your signal chain if you're a guitar player. You don't have to, but I find it sounds a little bit weird if I put it before a distortion. You want it kind of after the amp. So in an FX loop, that's a perfect place to pop it. So that's after the overdrive. The same goes for reverb and other time-based effects. So hopefully that's been really useful. It can be a bit of a minefield when it comes to getting effects right. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm Steve Ball from Cool Riffs Guitar School, signing off. Thanks very much.